right now you tell our listeners about some of the principles that you've incorporated into your life, your businesses, based on these amazing people that you've attracted into your life that we also know so well and have learned from as our teachers, such as this Your Wish is Our Command program that you mentioned was just so life-changing. I know that they're based on the universal laws. They have to be. And people like Esther and Gerard Hicks and Bob Proctor, I mean, this is so wonderful that you guys know who they are and that you have turned to them and said, you know what, we're going to listen to you and apply it in our lives, and we know the power of what you're teaching.
Yes.
So how about if you go into a little bit of, some of the principles that you now have incorporated into your lives?
Well, there's a couple of guidelines that we live our lives by, and the first one is definitely feel good all the time. That is our number one regulation here on the team, is to make sure that we can feel as good as we possibly can, and make sure that we always try to feel better. And that's probably, I must say, the biggest one, because from my understanding, attraction happens from the feelings initially. I mean, the words that you say don't necessarily attract anything. It's the intention behind it and the feeling behind it as well. So whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever it is that we want to manifest, we make sure that we associate that with an extremely good feeling. And through meditation, regular meditation and visualization, we can ramp up that energy and manifest what it is that we truly want much faster. So feeling good is definitely our number one principle.
Yes, and I think in feeling good, it's also about, because I do want to make sure that the listeners know that it's not just about faking it either, like saying you feel good and in reality you don't. I think the biggest part is honoring where you are and then being able to shift that as quickly as possible. So sometimes you are going to feel those things, like something's off, and that's just a point where you can stop and reflect and see, and we've done that in groups, and we've manifested pretty quickly here. I think we can get it down to about 2 hours when we really want something, which is awesome. And the power of intent, right, and the power of group consciousness, and at the same time, like honoring your feelings, because one of us might be picking up something that we're not paying attention to, and so it might come from a place of like, I don't know why I'm feeling this, and so honoring all feelings is important, and at the same time, focusing on what you do want and not what you don't want. So another thing is making sure that your language pattern is empowering. That's a big one. We're always very cautious about saying and instead of but, saying the things that are inclusive, using we, really the way that we speak does translate into the way that we live. And we found that also has a correlation to the energy that we put behind things. So that was a big one.
One of our mantras that we live by is everything works for our ultimate advantage. You know, because a lot of things that happen when we're creating is most of everything doesn't happen the way we think it's going to happen. It's almost silly to focus so much on the how to do things, because the how is always presented when you're lined up correctly. So in that instance, we know when something seemingly bad happens, it's always to our ultimate advantage. And because it's always to our ultimate advantage, we create the good feelings that makes it to our ultimate advantage. It's really a conundrum effect. But that's really how the thinking works and how things are. And I suggest to try it out sometime.